Hello, I'm Lori Steiner, sitting in for Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, do you understand your insurance? We'll take a healthy perusal of your policy. Outliving your income is an unwelcome worry. We'll offer advice that pays off. Then, we'll peer into the possible problems of your aging eyes. Plus, start your engines. We'll put you in the driver's seat of an exciting automobile exhibit. And are you entitled to your ex-spouse's Social Security benefits?
It's time to get geoing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. The deadlines for the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, have come and gone. Did you miss your moment to contract for coverage? Trish DeCenzi is here to tell us that you might still be able to get health insurance under Obamacare. Trish is Vice President and General Counsel for Medical Mutual of Ohio. So welcome.
Thank you.
When the marketplace agreed to have this whole online process to purchase health insurance, there were a few glitches.
Just a few.
So they gave people extra time, right?
Right, they did. And there was an open enrollment period, and it ended on March 31st. And since you can't wait till you're sick to get coverage, people knew that there would be sort of a rush at the end. And so if you had problems and you began your enrollment in March, you were given extra time to finish that up by April 15th.
Okay. So there was the first deadline, then there was this little extra deadline.
Extra time.
So what happens if, let's say, we missed both deadlines? Is there some way still to get the health care coverage?
You may not be totally out of luck. The government provided for things called special enrollment periods, and various things can qualify you for a special enrollment. So that means even after the open enrollment's over, you can enroll in coverage.
Okay, so even though you missed the deadline, if something happens, so what kind of an event would allow you to qualify for this special election period?
So any kind of change, like a big life change. So if you get married, if you have a baby, you have a change in income that would qualify you to get a subsidy on the exchange, you lose your job that provided health insurance, you get divorced and you were getting coverage through your spouse, you hit age 26 on your parents' plan, you have to go out on your own. All those things will allow you to have a special enrollment period.
Okay. Even that last thing that we had up there, getting out of jail?
Yeah. Even if you're incarcerated and you get out of jail, you can get coverage.
That's a major life change, I suppose.
That's a major life change.
Is there anything else out there that could trigger a special enrollment time?
There's also a provision in the law that is referred to as extraordinary circumstances, special circumstances. For example, suppose you enrolled with a navigator, a broker, an assister, and that person either made a mistake or engaged in some kind of misconduct, and you wound up enrolling, either not getting enrolled at all, or maybe you enrolled in the wrong plan, or maybe you didn't get the premium tax subsidy you were entitled to, or cost-sharing subsidy. You would have the opportunity during that kind of special enrollment period to change plans or enroll in a plan if you didn't get to.
Okay. Any way to find out more information about those kind of special
Yes,
situations?
You can go to healthcare.gov, and they will talk about all the kinds of things, those special circumstances like a natural disaster. They're all listed there. They're all listed
There's even
there.
more. All right.
Yeah, all listed there, and you can get information and go through the system and see if you qualify for care.
Okay. So, but what if I make too much money to qualify for one of these subsidies under the marketplace, but I have a life change event? Can I get back in at that point?
The special enrollment periods are not limited to people who qualify for subsidies. So even if you make too much money to get a premium tax subsidy, you can get a policy on the exchange or even off the exchange, from another carrier off the exchange.
Okay.
They have to allow special enrollment as well.
What if I just want to make a change, so I cancel my insurance?
That will not get you a policy. Just voluntarily canceling your policy will not trigger a special enrollment. You have to wait till open enrollment.
And when is open enrollment?
Open enrollment for 2014 is a little bit shorter. It starts on November 15th, 2014, and it lasts until February 5th of 2015.
All right. Great information as always. You still need health care coverage? Miss the open enrollment period? Well, depending upon your circumstances, you may still be able to qualify. To learn more, get in touch with Medical Mutual. The information is coming up next. My thanks to Trish DeCenzi for opening our eyes about open enrollment.
Find out more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting their website, www.medmutual.com/2014 options, or call 1-866-488-3266. Next, will your money last your lifetime? But first, as we march forth towards the 4th, that's Independence Day, we'll salute a flag that shapes up quite nicely. You can't accuse it of being a square since it's the only state banner that is not rectangular. So, which state corners the market with a 3-sided symbol? We'll raise the answer when we return.
My husband and I got into the car and we couldn't do it. We couldn't pick one baby over the other. Coming to Metro changed the entire pregnancy. We actually started to become happy with our situation. We owe a big thank you to Metro. I can't imagine our family without Sam.
It's our home state of Ohio that flies the only triangular-shaped state flag. The blue triangle symbolizes our hills and valleys, while the stripes represent our roads and rivers. The circle stands for the O in Ohio, while the 13 stars surrounding it signify the original colonies. Add on the other 4 stars that you see, and you have 17, acknowledging that we were the 17th state admitted to the Union. So all together now, here's to our flag. Long may it wave.
When we have the choice, most of us prefer to play it safe. We leave the bungee jumping off mountains and fighting sharks in the ocean to those TV contestants on Survivor. Yet many of us are taking risky leaps with our financial future. Jim Lineweaver is here to talk us down from the economic ledge. Jim is a certified financial planner with the Lineweaver Financial Group. So welcome again.
Thank you.
So what is it that we're doing or not doing that puts our financial future at risk?
We'll see if we can rescue some of your viewers off the edge. But a lot of times people take a very narrow and short-term look at their risk profile and their investments and stuff, and they lose scope of that long-term. And they can get into some problems with that because of one of the biggest fears that people face in retirement is outliving their money.
Sure. And what are the odds of that?
It's actually very high because when you take, it depends on a lot of factors. We usually have computer programs that really statistically analyze all this for our members and our clients. But what you got to do is how much have you accumulated by the time you get to retirement? What's the growth rate on your portfolio and how's it performing? And then how much money do you need to take out to live a comfortable lifestyle?
So how do we actually figure out how much we're going to need for the rest of our lives when we're looking forward to that?
Yeah. Well, there's several factors that come into this, obviously. So we've narrowed it down to 4. So you want to look at how much you're going to need to live on in retirement. A lot of people make a mistake. Put in the vacation. Put all the stuff that you want to do with the grandkids.
Live like you
and everything.
normally
Yeah,
live,
exactly.
right?
You got to get everything in there. Don't leave stuff out. What sources of income do you have to live on? How much do you need to take from your savings and retirement accounts and things along that nature? And then that's all going to help us figure out how long your money's going to last.
Which is the all-important question. So can you give us an example?
We can, to try to make it simple. So we actually have 2 couples, and what ends up happening is we're going to look at their expenses that they have and also the revenue that they have coming in. So Joe and Mary, their living expenses are $4,700 a month. They're going to take, with Social Security, $2,200 a month, pensions at $1,000 a month. They're going to be short by about $1,500 a month that needs to come out of their retirement assets. Sam and Alice, on the other hand, have $4,700 a month, same expenses, same Social Security, but they don't have any pensions. So now they need $2,500 a month to come out of their investments. And here is the big problem, because depending on how much money you've accumulated, that withdrawal rate is going to make or break you in retirement. And too many times when this gets too narrow, people are going to push their risk envelope, and it's really could destroy their whole portfolio in their retirement.
So we know that we have a certain amount we need as monthly income. How do we determine if our assets are sufficient to meet that monthly need?
Well, here comes that consumption rate. So we also have, we extended this example for your viewers. So what we did is look at with Joe and Mary, if they only have $250,000 saved by the time they hit retirement and they need $1,500 a month, even at a 1% or a 4% growth rate, that's only going to last 15 or 20 years. But now look at Sam and Alice that are taking $2,500 a month out. That's $30,000 a year. That's only going to last 2 years. Both of these examples, the people are actually taking out too much money, believe it or not, because the first couple is taking out over 7% of a consumption rate of their portfolio, and Sam and Alice are taking 50% out a year.
Yeah, that's
There's
amazing.
nothing out there that's going to guarantee you 50% in a year, okay? Or we'd all be billionaires. So you really got to stay in that 4 or 5% consumption rate to have a successful retirement, and any financial planner can run a lot of these statistical analysis for you to help you out.
Okay, now when we're talking about the retirement assets that were shown there, what their totals were, what all does that include? What are you including in that pot?
Everything in there. So that can be Roth IRAs, it can be your own 401ks, it can be CDs, it can be savings. You know, other than just emergency reserves set aside, everything else is going to come into that calculation.
Okay. Another great information from Lineweaver. So you got to be smart about your future. Figure out if you'll have enough income for the rest of your life. Even if you're already retired, there's still time to make adjustments now. Don't wait until your savings are all gone. For help, give Jim a call. His number's next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.net. Next, the ayes have it. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Wow, that's what you'll say after just one weeknight at Wade Oval Wednesdays. This free summer concert series takes place each Wednesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. at Wade Oval in University Circle through August 20th. To learn how you can enjoy this music by moonlight, call 216-791-3900 or key this into your computer, www.universitycircle.org/events.
You don't need to gaze into a crystal ball to discover what the future holds for our aging eyes. Visionary Dr. Michael Prokopius is here to help us look at what we might or might not be seeing as we get older. Dr. Prokopius is an ophthalmologist with Metro Health. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How often should seniors actually get eye exams?
We typically recommend a visit once a year, and we're not looking for anything particularly serious, but we want to make sure that we can detect problems before they do become more problematic for the patient.
Okay, so problems in the future, you've made a checklist for us.
Correct.
So what's the first thing?
Well, the first thing is cataracts, and all of us develop cataracts to a certain extent as we age, and the cataract predominantly affects our central vision, our ability to do different activities of daily living. So it represents a clouding of the lens in the eye, and patients may mention things such as difficulty while driving or reading, just to name a couple examples. And the good news about cataracts is that it is a reversible cause of vision loss because we have surgery available to help with that.
That's a good thing.
Sure
so
enough.
now I know that when I go for my eye exam, there's a pressure test that seems to happen I hate it. Pop the puff of air in your eye. So what's that for?
The pressure test is part of a screening for glaucoma. And glaucoma is a disease of the optic nerve, which is the cord that essentially connects our eye to the brain. That cord has to function properly, otherwise we can lose our vision, unfortunately, on a permanent basis in this case. So one of the first effects of glaucoma is a loss of our peripheral vision, which unfortunately most of us can't detect that we're actually losing peripheral vision unless we do specialized testing to determine that. So the pressure test that we do and a careful look at the optic nerve is how we try to determine if a patient may be at risk for glaucoma. There is no cure for glaucoma, but there are treatments that are available to help control it, things such as eye drops, laser procedures, and surgery if need be.
Okay, well that's good.
Sure.
So what else are you eyeing in our eyes when you're checking things out?
Yes, another thing that we look for is the presence of macular degeneration. Macular degeneration, unlike glaucoma, can cause us to lose our central vision. And in this situation, though, again, similar to glaucoma, macular degeneration, there is no cure for it. And this actually is the #1 cause of new permanent blindness in patients over the age of 65. So it is a big deal, particularly for the senior population. There are a couple different forms of glaucoma, or I'm sorry, of macular degeneration. There's a dry form and there's a wet form. In the dry form, there are oftentimes treatments, or there's a high-dose vitamin that can be used to help keep patients from going to the wet form. In the case of the wet form, there are injections actually that can be given inside the eye to try to help control it.
Okay. One last item on the list is the effects of diabetes.
Yes.
So what is that?
That's another very good point. In diabetes, there's a decrease of blood and oxygen to many different parts of the body, whether it be our kidneys, our eyes, the nerves in the hands and the feet. And when this decrease in blood supply occurs, it can again have a profound effect, in the case of the eye, on our ability to see. And in contrast to macular degeneration, diabetes is the #1 cause of new permanent blindness in patients aged 20 to 65. So it's a big deal also to be monitored for.
All right. Well, we got to watch out for the eyes, I guess.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to the health of your sight, you and your ophthalmologist need to see eye to eye. Look at your calendar and see to it that you set up an appointment and don't delay. My thanks to Dr. Prokopius for this eye-opening information.
To learn more, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or visit www.metrohealth.org. Next, getting into gear.
It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, it's Mike Carbon for Breakout Fitness, and today we're here to show you how to work the biceps in the front of the arm by doing a simple band bicep curl. You ready to go? Let's do it. All right. We have our band, so all we're going to do is we're going to place our arch of the foot, our right foot on the center of the band. We're going to make sure our feet are offset so we don't lose our balance. Letting your arms hang to the side. All we're going to do is twist and curl the bands up. Make sure that your elbows do not move. Your elbows should be stationary throughout the entire exercise. If you're alternating arms, as I am, you can go ahead and just alternate to 30. If you're doing as Lori's doing over there, you can just go ahead and go to 20 because she's actually working both together. That's amazing. How you feeling?
Great.
Looks good. Yeah, perfect form. Good posture. You're breathing. Excellent. Keep it up. All right, everybody. Now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
We're revved up for this next segment, and you ought to be too. We're in the clutches of classic cars and their evolution, or really their revolution, which is also the name of a permanent exhibit at the Western Reserve Historical Society. Derek Moore is the curator of transportation history for the Crawford Auto Aviation Wing, and he's parked himself in our kitchen today to map out this assembly of automobiles. So welcome.
Thank you.
Now, this exhibit that is there is about the revolution of the automobile in America. So what are some of the driving forces of change when looking at cars?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that have developed the automobile technologically over time, and what we decided to do with the exhibit is break that down into 7 different sections within the exhibit. So we have invention and design. We have a section on the need for speed, tire technology. We also have alternative fuels, road trip, accessory corner, and our stainless steel section.
All right. Well, I'd like to make a pit stop at a few of them here today. So what do you want to start with?
I think the best one to start with is always invention and design. It's the largest one, and it really talks about the technological development and also the design evolution of automobiles over time. And it starts out with actually our earliest vehicle, an 1897 Panhard Levasseur, which is actually the oldest known enclosed automobile ever built in the world.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, a French automobile,
Okay.
and the section goes all the way up to 2 concept vehicles from Chrysler from the early 2000s. Dodge Caliber and a Jeep Compass, which many people know are actually production cars that are on the road.
Oh, there's a picture. Which one is that one?
This is the Jeep Compass.
Okay.
But as you can see, one of the things we talk about is the fact that from concept to production, vehicles change quite a bit.
Okay. And there's more than 50 autos in this entire exhibit, but which ones fit into the need for speed?
The need for speed. It's a great section. Everybody loves going fast. And so we have a number of great cars. We have a 1967 Ferrari. We have the car that Bobby Rahal actually won the Cleveland 500 in his rookie year. But we have our 1909 Simplex, which at a time when the roads were really fairly poor quality and most vehicles were horse-drawn still, this car could go over 90 miles per hour.
Well, it doesn't look like it should be able to.
It doesn't look like it, but it just kind of points out that fact that people were always looking to go faster, even that early on.
Okay. Our last stop is stainless steel.
Yes, the stainless steel collection is a fantastic collection. It's the only place where you'll see, the Crawford is the only place where you'll see three of these vehicles together that were built by Allegheny Ludlam and Ford. 1936 Ford, 1960 Ford Thunderbird, and a 1966 Lincoln Continental convertible. And they were made to kind of promote the qualities of stainless steel, the corrosion resistance and the strength of the vehicles.
It's just unusual to see that.
Yes, it is very unusual. And of course, we also have the very first production DeLorean, which a lot of people are familiar with from Back to the Future. And we have great collection.
All right. It sounds like something I want to see even so. As the Revolution exhibit displays, our connection to cars travels back through time, and it's a trip you can take by steering yourself to the Western Reserve Historical Society. My thanks to Derek Moore for driving home this information. Thanks.
Learn more by calling the Western Reserve Historical Society at 216-721-5722 or log on to www.wrhs.org. Next, are you entitled to your ex-spouse's Social Security benefits? Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back to help increase your Social Security income after divorce. Could you use a few extra bucks in retirement? Well, there's a little known strategy that can help both divorced ex-partners add to their Social Security benefits. Here to explain is my well-known law partner, Mike Solomon.
Hey, Lori.
Good to see you again here on the show. How can divorced couples increase their Social Security benefits?
Well, first let me give you a little background using married couples as an example. A common strategy many times is that with a husband and wife, let's say they're ready for Social Security and at age 66, let's say, and the husband, rather than electing his benefit currently, decides, let's say he has the higher income, to wait. He's going to wait till age 70 so his benefit grows. Instead, the wife with the lower income elects her benefit, and then she starts getting her money at that point. The example would be, let's say she would get $1,300 a month as lower benefit. The husband elects his spousal benefit to get half of that at $650 a month. Then later on, when the husband delays his benefit to age 70, later on at age 70, he can then elect to get $2,600 a month.
Okay, so he's delaying benefits by waiting until the latest that he can, start the benefits.
The longer you wait to get your own Social Security benefit, the greater it becomes. So this way he elects his spouse's benefit and gets some money.
So she gets her full, he gets half. When he gets to his full retirement, the 70, he bumps up and she stays.
That's
so
right.
It looks like
That's right.
a good deal. Sounds like a good strategy. But can divorced couples do any better?
Yes, they can. And again, going back to the married couple, only one spouse is allowed to elect that spousal benefit, that one half of the other spouse. But a divorced couple, they both get to elect a spousal benefits at the same time. So what they can both do is elect that half benefit.
Okay, I
wait
think
to
we
age
have
70.
an example for that too, I hope.
Okay.
Sounds complicated,
Yeah,
huh?
it really is. So
right.
here's an example. Let's say the husband, again, he was going to get $2,000 at age 60. He delays his until age 70, and then his benefit goes up, in this example, to $2,600 a month. In the meantime, his ex-wife was getting a benefit and he elects to take half of her benefit. So he's going to get $650 a month, not the $6,500 a month that's on the screen there. They'd be a good benefit, but it's not going to happen.
That's only $650. Okay.
Yeah. So now the ex-spouse, the wife, in this time does the same thing. She waits. She delays taking her benefit to age 70. So in the meantime, she's getting half of her husband's benefit that he would have gotten at age 66, or $1,000 a month. Then when she turns age 70, she said, I'm going to take my benefit, which is a much higher benefit. In our example, we said it goes up to $1,750 a month.
So they're
that
starting
clear?
out
Yeah.
with half of each other's benefit, and when they reach age 70, they each take their own big benefit.
That's right. That's right. And you can't do it as a married couple. You can only
Only
get
as
one of
divorced.
those, but with divorced couples can both qualify for the spousal benefit.
I still wouldn't put divorce in as a Social Security planning tool, but if you want to get the full benefits of Social Security, you need to understand the rules to benefit from Mike's knowledge. If you need more of Mike's knowledge, give him a call, and the number's coming up next.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information, or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.vssplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, Defeating the Problems of Defeat will help keep you on your toes. Then we'll go behind the headlines of Cleveland history with Doris O'Donnell. Teeth giving you trouble? We'll tell you how to declare your independence from dental dilemmas. And if you have a senior who's home alone, we'll share tips for keeping them safe. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.